Hi, big business and everyone beyond big, big, big business and beyond. Um, Today we're reviewing the Lily sub 5 tier list. I need a drink, hold on. So we're gonna go over this analysis style. I think we'll start with Hollow Knight. I don't want to start with uh, the perfect sub 5ing machine because that's a whole lot to unpack there. But we'll start with the big business, I guess. So Hollow, Armin, Zar, Lily. And then we'll look at some of the other things. And I think come back to the sub 5ing machine at the end. So let's start with Hollow Knight. This is pretty simple. I said that Hollow Knight is Chica in the big business group chat. Um, so um, I said that because I had already listed the other three FNAF 1 animatronics and I didn't have anything to give Hollow Knight. So I really don't think there's any significance to the three of the Chicas being Hollow Knight, but maybe we can think about this. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say there's no significance to these three. Nightmare Freddy, I think this is probably just a reference to Hollow Knight being like a goblin, because Nightmare Freddy hides under your bed, and he goes away if you look at him, and I feel like that describes Hollow Knight pretty well. Like, Hollow Knight, I'm gonna hide under your bed, but if you look at them, maybe call them Wizrobe a couple times, they'll disappear, you know? I have no explanation for Chipper. Or not Chipper, that's not Chipper, that's Tyke, right? Because Chipper is the. Maybe that is Chipper. I haven't played the game. Tyke is the kid that you play as. I think that is Chipper in the. I really don't know. I have no explanation for this. Chipper and Sons. What is it? It's the game that came before FNAF, but I don't think there's any significance to that. It's not like. Yeah, I don't know. Um, I really have no explanation for Chipper being Hollow Knight. Maybe it's because Chipper is. Yeah, I don't know. Chipper, Hollow Knight. I don't know if there was a reason for that. Aramin, the Bonnie stuff, again, not really, I don't think, significance to that. I just said that he was Bonnie. I do like the fact that he is both. So the thing is that, like, Hollow Knight posted the Bonnie toilet. Let me see if I can get that image up. Or no, Armin posted the Bonnie toilet. Um, and said, to like if they got a Gucci Smart toilet, they would give it a withered Bonnie coat of paint. So clearly, by Armin being withered Bonnie, and we're just not gonna get into that any deeper because I feel like the implication is there. Armin being Nightmare Foxy. I mean, Nightmare Foxy, very sort of problematic character in Five Nights at Freddy's 4. If Nightmare Foxy wasn't there, I think the game would be a lot easier. So you could describe this maybe as Armin causing problems, which I think would be quite accurate. Nightmare Chica or Jacko Chica, sorry, not Nightmare. Jacko Chica, Armin being Jacko Chica. Jacko Chica is the same as Nightmare Chica, and Nightmare Chica is me. And maybe that is the like Lily Armin is like a classic duo, you know. So maybe that's what it's all about. Because I don't think Jacko Chica is just a reskin, so I don't think Nightmare Marionette. I mean, what Nightmare Marionette does in the game in FNAF 3 is just stares at you right in the face and clogs up your vision. And I feel like this is like, so you've got Nightmare Freddy, who is Hollow Knight. Nightmare Freddy goes away when you look at him, and you've got Armin, who is phantom marionette who is staring at you. So what you've got is like Armin staring and Hollow Knight going away if you're looking. And I feel like this is because Armin is like the Hollow Knight deterrent. Like Hollow Knight and Armin can get along, that's fine. But like I feel like if you want to get rid of Hollow Knight, Armin's the one who can do it, you know? Not that you would ever want to get rid of Hollow Knight, but I feel like Armin knows how to push Hollow Knight's buttons. That's what I think it is, you know? And then we've got Lolbit, which is pretty simple. Armin does a little bit of trolling, and that is Lolbit's entire thing. So I really think I hit the nail on the head with that. Czar, again, the Freddy stuff. I said he was Freddy. I don't even remember why. Let me look it up. Czar's Freddy because he doesn't do much, but if you don't keep track of him, boom, suddenly he's sub 5. That's true. Yeah, that's true. That only really applies for FNAF 1 Freddy, but we'll get back to that. FNAF 2 Freddy, Toy Freddy, Phantom Freddy. I don't really think they apply the same here, but... Czar being Nightmare Bonnie is interesting. I wonder what the logic is behind that. Maybe it's because Nightmare Bonnie isn't real and Australia isn't real. That could be it. Czar, so you have made Czar Springtrap, which inexorably also makes him Purple Guy. And I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know what that means. Czar is a murderer, maybe, is what it means. Czar is a serial murderer. He's also Plushtrap and Lefty. Now, Lefty is $5. Lefty is an animatronic that was created to contain the marionette. So let's check out who the marionette is real quick. Am I stupid? Is the marionette not on the list? I see Night Marion. I'm the marionette. So Lefty was meant to like contain and secure the marionette, and I think this can kind of work. We've got Fibble, Lily, and Armin all as marionettes. Maybe Czar he kind of holds the group together. You know, he kind of reins us in. You know, if we're getting a bit kooky, if we're getting a bit crazy, Czar's the one who can hold us in. This is like, I don't even know. That's like Bonnie from the Halloween update, I think, for Drowsy Grinch. I think we're just gonna move past that. Because I don't really know what that's about. So yeah. So I'm Foxy, this is obvious. I'm just less likely to PB when someone is watching, and that's why I'm FNAF 1 Foxy. FNAF 2 Foxy, pretty much the same thing actually. You flash the light on me, I'm not gonna PB, you know? As for Rockstar Foxy, I don't know. Mangle, I think, is probably just there because Mangle is a Foxy, like, a version of Foxy, but I also like that Mangle is here because Mangle is the only transgender animatronic, so I appreciate that. Nightmare Chica, I have no explanation for this. None at all. Again, two sides of the same coin, Armin and I. Marionette, I also don't know how to explain this. I don't know what the marionette has to do with me. Ballora's a woman, and I'm a woman, and I feel like that is where that goes. Fibble, of course, is Night Marion. This is pretty simple. Night Marion only appears during the Halloween update, and I feel like this is a really good analogy for Fibble. Fibble only appears, you know, once a year. You know, you only hear from him on the SI side of things once, and then he's gone. Fibble's kind of this ethereal creature that we didn't know if Fibble was canon for a long time, but then he was canon, so I think that's what Fibble is. So we've got the Pioneer as Old Man Consequences and Nightmare, and I feel like this is beautiful because Nightmare is fictional. Nightmare exists only in the mind of the child from Five Nights at Freddy's 4, and I think that really explains why Nightmare is the Pioneer. Because the Pioneer's not real, he only exists in the mind of Ahriman. Going further still, Old Man Consequences is an old man. If the Pioneer was real, he would be an Old Man Consequences. So it makes sense. It makes sense. Pioneer Alt Frost Frog. This is just a funny little joke, I think. We've got the mediocre melody animatronic, the frog. And obviously it's Frost Fox, but Frost Frog is quite a good joke, so that's good. Evan, it's pretty clear from this. I mean, let's break it down. Golden Freddy, both of these are Golden Freddy. Both of those are possessed by Charlie, Emily, and Crying Child, which are both children. I'm not sure about Fredbear. It could just be that Fredbear murdered a child, which I could easily see Evan doing. But yeah, I mean, the two Golden Freddys, very clear that it's because they are children. Going along that same line, it's very easy to see Balloon Boy, JJ, Phantom Balloon Boy, Dee Dee, Nightmare Balloon Boy, Biddy Bab. All of these characters are children. We've got Circus Baby, Molten Freddy, Scrap Baby. All of these are sort of childlike characters, except a few of them. I wouldn't say that. What is it? Pork Patch and what's the hippo guy's name? I don't remember the names of the mediocre melodies. I don't know why these are here because I don't. Maybe this guy in Ultimate Custom Night, when you die to him, the hippo, he goes on these long tangents, random rambles, and I feel like Evan used to do that a lot. So I could see that. I don't know about the other two though. Funtime Freddy is also a weird choice. Funtime Freddy is definitely a strange choice, but I can see Helpy. Shadow Bonnie or RWQSFAXCS or whatever. Shadow Bonnie and Shadow Freddy, definitely just a reference to how Evan kind of pops in and out. You know, he's constantly getting banned. He doesn't appear often. Music Man, just a bit quirky. I think that's really what it comes down to. So yeah, Evan, literally all the children characters. But we will get back to this. Because I think it's really... the implications are very strong with this. And I'll get back to what I mean. Nusan, pretty simple. Fungi and Anim Dude, this is just Scott Cawthon. I don't know what connection that the elephant, Orville, I think his name is. I don't know what connection that he has with Nusan or Scott Cawthon. Maybe he's French or something. But yeah, I'm equating Scott Cawthon to Nusan makes sense because they both are game developers. Ubisoft FNAF. Maybe this is just a joke about what would happen if Ubisoft made FNAF. I have no idea. I have no explanation for this. Call of Duty Black Ops 1. It's like the grayed out portraits, maybe? Like when in Black... I can't explain this. Not my fetish as Funtime Chica. I think that's very clear. FNAF Snake. Y'all are crazy for this one. I have no fucking clue what the FNAF Snake is. Fix Your Pung. Pretty simple. The Pung doesn't have a transparent background. And now we're looking at Who. Now this is really interesting because it makes sense for Yendo. Not knowing who Yendo is, I can see. Not knowing who Funtime Foxy is, little harder to believe, but okay. This is Freddy fucking Fazbear. And he's in Who? Which I think is funny. That's definitely funny. So now that we've gone over all of that, let's get back to the perfect sub-5ing machine. I get that the idea behind the perfect sub-5ing machine is that it's a combination of a bunch of different people that would be able to they would be the best at sub-5ing if you put all of these people together. For example, the execution of Tsar, the knowledge of Hollow Knight, the decision making of Hollow Knight and Tsar. But the problem with this is Ennard is a combination of Funtime Freddy, Circus Baby, Ballora, and Funtime Foxy. Those are the people that are part of Ennard. So let's look at that. Okay, we have... Okay, Hollow Knight is not part of the perfect sub-5ing machine. Armin is not part of the perfect sub-5ing machine. Tsar is not part of the perfect sub-5ing machine. I am, apparently, because Ballora's here. Fibble's not. The Pioneer isn't. Evan is 2 parts because he is both Circus Baby and Funtime Freddy. And then, I don't know, Funtime Foxy is who? Who? Another thing that's really funny to me is Molten Freddy is Ennard minus Circus Baby. So if Evan is both Scrap Baby and Molten Freddy, does that mean that Evan is the perfect sub-5ing machine just by himself? Just by himself? This is the most baffling part. Because there is an intention behind all of the decisions made in this tier list. Like, the joke of this whole thing is clearly that Evan is a child, so we put Balloon Boy, JJ, DD, Circus Baby. Like, that makes sense. But you would have to know that Golden Freddy is possessed by 2 children to put Golden Freddy in this part of the tier list, right? You would have to know that this is Phone Guy and that Phone Guy created the game, or Phone Guy was voiced by the creator. You would need to know this. Like, there is an intention by which this tier list is made that has a very clear knowledge and understanding of Five Nights at Freddy's lore. And then you go ahead and put Molten Freddy and Scrap Baby in Evan tier. That wasn't a mistake. Like, you had to know what that meant when you made this tier list, which means there was a clear implication that Evan is, if not all of the parts, at least most of the parts in the sub-5ing machine. And that's a really interesting thought to me.